Hi there, thanks for coming to my channel. It's me, Diana Paquet, and my channel is Pack Mom, and I am a mom of 5 awesome kids from all walks of life. Some are adopted, some are stepkids, some are biological kids, some are half-sisters, and so we have a little bit of everything. But what I wanted to talk about today was habits for success. And we were cleaning out a bookshelf or something, and we found the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I think it's called. I believe I read it in like college, and I know my husband did as well, so we were kind of discussing, and it started making me think, like, what are the things that I think really are good practices for being a successful person? I'm curious to hear if yours are similar. Okay, my first one is try not to hang out with turds. Okay, so what I mean by that is, like, have you ever been in an airport and you're observing like a volleyball team, and it's these tall Amazon women who are all in their uniforms and they're all sort of working towards the same goal? You see that on team sports, in workplaces and things like that. So if you're hanging with other people that are doing the similar things, they're striving for success, whatever that is, that can be for work or that can be like a team sport or whatever. But if you're hanging out with people that are also striving for success, it's a lot different than being the only one that's really trying. It's really hard to gain success if you're always hanging out with people that you have to pull up. And I've been in that situation before where I'm like, oh, I'm helping them, or I'm, like I'm mentoring them or whatever, but you're gonna get where you wanna go faster, easier, if you're hanging out with people that are along the same path that you are. The second thing I thought about was that it's important to choose wisely how you spend your time. So sometimes a good nap in the afternoon can be more effective than another meeting, or saying yes to something that you really shouldn't be doing, or getting together with people that really aren't people that you want to hang out with. So really curate your own life and make sure that you're saying yes to the things that are really meaningful to you and saying no to the things that are holding you back or that don't serve you anymore. And that can be like a really hard lesson to learn, because I've gone through periods in my life where I'm just like, I feel like I have to say yes to everything, but I'm realizing more and more, the more no you say, the more open you leave your time for awesome things to happen. So it's really important to practice saying no. So practice being an awesome person. So awesome people, successful people aren't just like hatched out of an egg or something. Successful people were successful kids who practiced being successful teens, who practice being successful adults. And that doesn't mean that they don't have like success and failure and life and all sorts of stuff shoved in there, but they're living and practicing being better at whatever it is they want to do. So you have to actually put the time in to be an awesome person. Sometimes you have to remember it can take years to get to your goal. So putting in the time to actually get better at your craft or become better or hone that skill, you really have to remember that awesome people don't just like come out awesome, they work towards it. And so it's important to put the work in. Oh, don't quit. Stick to it, even if it's tough. That's working out, that's owning a business, that's a relationship. Stick with it, you can do it. Whatever it takes, like have your coffee in the afternoon, put on your running shoes, dig in and get ready, put on your overalls and do the work, because successful people are willing to put in the work that it takes. Sometimes just the staying power is like you stay while everyone else quits. That's kind of what ends up making you a winner. Oh, number 5, don't blame your junk on other people. Successful people do not sit around and blame other people for their failures. They own their own junk and they accept it and they analyze it so that they can fix it and move on. Anybody that's sitting around blaming other people for their circumstances is just sitting around wasting their time. If you can get in there and just say, maybe I wasn't raised in the wealthiest family, or maybe I didn't have the most opportunities growing up, but I'm going to take every opportunity I can now and have a positive attitude and really make my life amazing. And I think along the same lines, you need to apologize when you're wrong. I know that that has gone a long way with me raising kids, is that when I'm wrong, I just call it out. I'm like, you know what? I wish I wouldn't have said that to you. And apologizing makes a big difference to kids, and it's a great thing for them to be able to emulate at some point when they're parents. Number 6, get your shit together. So you have to be organized, you have to make your life simple, you have to streamline, you have to figure out your plan, formulate it, and move forward with it. If you're having a hard time getting out the door in the morning because you've got so much crap in your closet that you can't put together an outfit to get to work, fix it. If you are struggling with your bills because you're getting late charges all over the place, fix it. Figure it out, fix it. Handle yourself. God, that sounds so bitchy. But it's kind of true. I'm sort of talking to myself because there have been times when I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a $35 overdraft charge. I have this, I have that, because I'm not handling my business. But once you get all those things kind of streamlined and into place, you grab a shirt, you grab some pants, you grab some shoes, you're dressed. That's that. You get rid of all of your cluttery makeup, and then you can find like the 10 things you use in the morning. You get rid of the 500 moisturizers you have and you find the one that works for your skin, and then you just find that and you're done in the morning. Get organized. It's such a big deal. Declutter, it's such a big deal. It would make your life so much easier. Okay, this one's a huge one. Be prepared to pivot. So successful people, although they stick with it and they stick with it and they work towards it and they work towards their goals, they also know when to cut their losses and pivot. So sometimes a career just isn't working out. Sometimes an idea you have just isn't turning out the way you thought, and it's time to cut your losses and change directions. And there's nothing wrong with that. Successful people are flexible and they can adapt to new circumstances, new situations, and new people. So if something's not working out for you, you have to be able to cut your losses and call it a day and get up the next day and start fresh. Love this one. Curate your life for your own standards, not someone else's. So if you want to live in a tiny house on a mountain by yourself where there's a cow you can go visit, I saw an episode like that on tiny houses, and I thought, this lady lives in her tiny house and she just goes over and visits this cow every day. What a freaking boring life. But she looked really happy. It was making her happy. That's not what would make me happy, so I'm curating my life to what I want to do, and it's an ongoing journey, and I'm always figuring out what the new next thing is that makes me happy. But it's really important for you to set the standard for yourself and not what your mom thinks or your dad thinks or your auntie or your granny. It's about what makes you happy, and it's also not about what your kids think after they're adults. When your kids get out of the house and you've raised some humans and you've gotten through that process, you get to make your life whatever you want. So if you want to remarry or you want, like, do your thing. Your life is about you and you only get to live once. So I think successful people really understand that it's not selfish to make the life they want and to make themselves happy. So we're all wonderfully different, aren't we? So what's going to make one of my daughters happy maybe isn't going to be what makes my other daughters happy. So it's important that they all grow up with the message knowing that they should live their life how they want to and not to someone else's standard. Unless they're freaks and they do bad stuff and they go to jail, because that would break my heart. Okay, this is my last and best tip. Find humor and joy in everything. So life is funny, okay? Life is funny. Funny stuff happens all the time, and there's joy in life. And it's really important to keep a positive mental attitude. Find humor every single day. Get a good belly laugh in there. Watch stupid, silly stuff on TV. Make jokes with your friends and family, and find humor in all the things that humans do. You can control your own emotions. You can control your own emotions. And sometimes I have to stop myself and say, I'm not going to waste the day having a bad attitude. I'm going to find some humor in this situation, and I'm going to move on down the line. So thanks for watching. That's my video about the habits for being successful. And I had more than 7, I think. I think I might have had 10, but I think it's really important to really think about, what do you think makes you successful, and what are the things you can pay more attention to, and what are the things that you can cut out of your life. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really appreciate you watching. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love to have you as a regular subscriber. I put out a couple of videos a week about being a mom and being a woman. Thanks for watching.